Podcast City Network.
Interviewing all your favorite deathmatch superstars. 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 Deathmatch
And good evening, everyone. You're listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Russell podcast. And my guest tonight is co-owner of Crossroads Wrestling, Jim Sacca. And we're going to talk to him and see what he's up to and much, much more, fans. Let's talk wrestling. Tune in right now. Jim, you're on the line. How you doing? You're live. You are live right now. I'm doing pretty good. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Something's going wrong with my equipment. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. It's a little garbled, but I hear you.
What's going on with my connector? Hold on a minute. Bear with me, fans. This is what happens with your podcast. Equipment goes on you. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Oh, hello.
I don't know what's going on with my podcast equipment. It is dying on me or something.
You're coming in and out.
Yeah, I know. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right, you know what? I'm doing it old school. All right, there you go. So, fans...
Yeah, no, you sound clear right now.
Yeah, I do, yeah. My speaker's not connecting to the podcast, so whatever. Okay. But anyway, how you doing tonight? Pretty good?
I'm doing okay, man. I'm doing okay. You know, I'm just getting ready for this November 16th show in Riverton, New Jersey. I'm excited.
Yes.
You know, Crossroads Wrestling Reboot. You know, we're coming back strong, and you know, we got a good card lined up. You know, I'm excited. You know, I think the fans are going to be happy, and you know, we got a lot of big things planned. You know, for this show, and then moving in 2020.
2020. Maybe in 2020 I'll be around to help, and I'll be a sponsor and help out and all the other stuff. Yes, we'll talk that.
It's always appreciated.
That's what we'll talk business. But fans, you don't hear it, but that's business we talk offline. Thank you. But anyway, man, it sounds like, yeah, you guys have, you're building up this card here, and it looks pretty good. I know one of the wrestlers, one of my old friends, the Manic, or whatever his name is, yeah, a.k.a. the Shark, you know?
Oh, Makara.
Yeah, Makara. Yes.
Yes.
I known him for years and years.
Yes, Mark Modest. He was one half of the Muscle Sharks.
Yes.
I don't know what happened to him along the way.
Yeah.
They were the Muscle Sharks were the reigning CRW Tag Team Champions for the better part of a year. Something had happened with Mike Modest, and he was unable to make the show. So Mark had to go in there and defend the titles on his own. Right. And he ended up losing the titles, to the Monsters Asylum. But he kind of disappeared, and now he's reemerged. As this Makara. I don't know what's going on with him.
Right.
I don't know if I should be happy, if I should be worried. I don't know what's going on with him.
But you have a lot more to deal with besides him. You got a lot of the guys. You have to, a lot of the talent is looking for, to get what they want. Title shots, and titles are always up for grabs. And I'm sure I'm correct on that. I know that, as always in wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the one thing that we really wanted to do with this show was, over the past year and a half, Crossroads Wrestling, they suffered a little bit, And what we really wanted to do since we took over was we wanted to bring back a lot, like, the familiar faces that put Crossroads Wrestling on the map. Like
Patches.
Like
yes.
Vinny Cenzo.
And Patches.
Of course, Patch.
Yes.
And we're working with a couple other guys. But we want to bring these guys back, the Zero Tolerance, Mike Goldstein, and Flex Confidence. They were long-term CRW wrestlers for the longest time, and they disappeared. You know, so it was my intention to bring, you know, a lot of these guys back.
Yeah.
In addition to bringing in some new stars.
Yeah.
And also working with our current stars.
How long has CRW been in business? How long?
CRW has been in business, I will say, for the better part of 6 years.
Yeah.
Myself and my partner Sean Hoff just took over CRW.
Yeah.
However, I was ring announcer for CRW for the better part of 4.5, 5 years.
That's always a different, you know, it's always something different in a promoter, you know, to be a promoter, to be a wrestler, you know, an announcer. I've tried it once. It's hard. Everything you got to try everything, you know. Get your foot in the door, you know.
Yeah, and it's you know it's been a little tougher than I expected. You know, I mean it's been a fun ride.
Yeah.
But you know, I realized, you know, what previous owner Dan McGee, what he dealt with, you know, he really had his hands full, you know, putting these shows together and organizing talent.
Yeah.
You know, so
and
you know, but again, you know, we're bringing a lot back. We're bringing back a lot of
and I'm
faces,
I'm sure this is your first podcast.
I've been on one or two others.
Yeah. But this is, you know, but now this is like more new and, you know, revived, and, you know, people could hear this actually, and which is awesome, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, because they want to hear what you have to say, and I have to say, you know, and it, you know, generation of wrestling now, it's changing. What do you think?
You know, I agree. I mean, I think it's a great time to be a fan. You know, aside from, you know, everything that's going on, you know, just locally in the indies around,
yes,
you know, just around where we're located.
I know.
You know, even just put on TV every night, you know.
Yeah.
There's a different brand on every single night now.
What do you think? What do you?
I mean, quite frankly, I just watched that NWA Power for the first time, and man, oh man, I fell in love with it. You know, it's like the old 605 TBS studio, and
right.
You know, it's short and sweet. No pyro, no loud music, no nothing. It's just good wrestling matches in a good, small, intimate venue. And,
yeah.
You know, it really took me back to my old days.
But now, you know, also besides that, AEW's really launched a product with Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks. You know.
Yeah. To say the least, you know. I mean, they're here. You know, they're established.
They are.
You know?
It's going to be something that you know, people are. It's like you turn on TBS. I mean, TNT, there it is, every night now, every Wednesday, you know? It's like, wow, they bring people in, and it's, you know, the fans and the crowd, you know? It's just wrestling, but they'll need to, you know, I know this is like the test run and all, but, you know, they'll bring in more talent eventually, and, you know, like, not just to wrestle each other every single night of the week, you know?
Sure.
Because, you know, that's like the main, you know, of course, we know that because you have to. That's what wrestling is. You got to get the new faces in so that people like it more and more, you know?
Absolutely.
But, yeah, WWE has their things going. Everything's going, you know? It's like, it's just crazy.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, again, it's a good time to be a fan, you know? Even if you're not watching the indies, you know, there's someone on TV every single night for you.
Right. Now,
and it's not all WWE.
Now, growing up, who did you like as a kid growing up? Wrestling, like WWF, EC, WWF, the old school.
Okay, well, I'm 46 years old.
All right.
I grew up with, my turning point was, I had an older cousin, and he used to watch wrestling. I hated wrestling because he used to always like beat the crap out of me after wrestling was on.
Yeah.
So, but I remember it was Jimmy the Superfly Snuka.
Yeah.
And Lou Albano were having an angle in Buddy Rogers' corner where Lou Albano was ripping off the Superfly. It was basically the face turn of Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Right.
And I just remember picking up on it at that age and just really getting caught up with that story. And then Ray the Cripper Stevens, you know, attacked him.
Yeah.
Power drives him on the concrete. You know, did the whole thing. The WWE put like a big like X on the TV screen.
Right.
And I was like 7 or 8 years old, and like at that time to me, I was just like, whoa.
This is
so
something.
That's what pulled me in.
Yeah.
That's what pulled me in. It was that angle.
Yeah, and then to go into your first like indie show, or you know, to see what's going on, you're like, wow, this is really awesome. You know.
Absolutely.
You know, that's what catches our eye. Like, you know, I always like telling my stories about wrestling. You know, here I am, you know, 9 years old. You know, 9 years old in New Jersey. They actually had actually Brick Township was known for wrestling. We had a lot of wrestling in Toms River and in Brick Township. Iron Mike Sharp ran a school, the wrestling school, right in Brick Plaza, one of the plazas. And for $5, I'd go see X-Pac wrestle as the 1, 2, 3 Kid. I would see Classy Freddie Blassie walk around. I would see Nova from ECW and other roster members too, like Seven from WCW, and amazing Malice. It's amazing. Like you wouldn't think it, you know.
Sure.
And then then back. I like telling the story about back in the day. I got to see Bruiser Brody inside a steel cage at the Ocean Ice Palace. You know, it was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Never saw Brody live, man.
No.
Awesome, you got to see that, man. I never saw Brody live.
No, I was excited to see him face Chief Jay Strongbow in a steel cage. It was great. I mean, you don't get to see nostalgia. That was that old promotion, NWF, that ran for years and years. But then 80s, you know, then 90s, 80s, 90s ran, and then Phoenix Championship Wrestling launched. Do you remember that promotion?
Wait, what was it again?
Phoenix Championship Wrestling.
I'm embarrassed to say I don't know Phoenix.
Oh, okay. Well, it was the owner. That was Nova's brother, Donnie B.
Okay.
He ran a promotion, and then he had troubles. But you know, they had that top indie stars, Samoa Joe, to you name it. Like the whole, you've seen them. They passed everybody. You know, just like yeah. It was just like the mecca of wrestling at the time, you know. Eddie Guerrero came in one night only, you know, like you don't get that in New Jersey, you know, like something to see somebody like Balls Mahoney. But yeah, I became friends with Balls over the years, you know. God rest his soul.
God bless him.
Yeah, but you know, Jersey's known for wrestling. Jersey,
absolutely.
It's always made an impact, you know. Everywhere you look, it's you could go up North Jersey, down here to New Jersey, you know, up South Jersey, AC, you know. Like I always tell the story, 5 years old, you know, about 5 or 6 years old, me and my dad went to Atlantic City for WrestleMania 5, sitting in the nosebleeds.
Yeah, I was there.
I was there? Yeah. I was sitting in the nosebleed. I was sitting in the nose.
Powers explode.
Yes. I was up in the nosebleed. I was in the nosebleeds 5 rows away from Jesse the Body and Gorilla on the commentary at the time. And I had my Mega Powers fluorescent sign.
Okay.
So, you know, hearing the thump of the ring from up there was amazing, you know?
Sure.
Because that was the real, you know, when they had the microphone put by the ring and, you know, the real sounds. Man, that was a great night. I loved that. That was for WrestleMania forever, you know?
Absolutely.
But
yeah, I would, get back to the indies. I would have to say that the first indies I started going to, it was Joel Goodhart's old Tri-State Wrestling Alliance.
Okay.
I used to go to. Are you familiar with the old Tri-State Wrestling Alliance?
No, I never. I probably heard it online. I'm sure I've seen it.
They eventually evolved into ECW.
Oh, okay.
It went from Joel Goodhart in Dennis Carluzzo was involved.
Yes.
Todd Gordon was involved, and you know, so on and so forth. Tri-State Wrestling Alliance gradually became
the first
Eastern Championship Wrestling.
Right.
But Joel Goodhart used to have an AM wrestling radio talk show on, and he was doing, you know, he would run out of Temple's McGonigal Hall at the time.
Right.
And like that was the only place, like, you know, in New Jersey.
Yeah.
You know, we would get to see Kevin Von Erich, Jerry Lawler, Austin Idol, Tommy Rich, you know, like some of those guys that never, ever came to this area.
No.
But Goodhart would bring them in. You know, these are only guys I've seen in the Pro Wrestling Illustrated growing up.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I never saw them wrestle live. I just knew who they were.
Yeah.
Reading about them. So, yeah, I used to go to a lot of the old Tri-State wrestling shows, and again, you know, it was nice to see Jerry Lawler in person.
I wish I was around for that. I wish I was like one of those fans for the ECW era, you know, way back, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I used to go there all the time.
Did you? I've been to there for I've been to a couple of shows there. I've done the when I was what was it? Pro Wrestling Unplugged used to wrestle, have matches that promotion would run there all the time with Trent Acid all the time,
Okay.
That was a big pop there. That was always great seeing like him and just all the guys, Samoa Joe and just you name it, the whole roster you would see on TV or anywhere else these days,
Sure.
But yeah, and then Ring of Honor came around and that launched big, That launched big.
Sure.
But yeah, wrestling was amazing, man. It's just like if you were a fan, like I always tell the story how I never knew about ECW till Balls walked into I was a stock boy at a dollar store, and he's like, I didn't know what it was. The person behind the counter is like, or he talks to someone, hey, I'm an ECW wrestler. What? So I was like, no shit.
Wow.
Yeah. You never know who you see in public,
Sure, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. But let's get back to this card. So what we have the match lineup? Let's go over it. How about that?
Yes, we do. Okay, so far I've publicly announced the CRW Championship match is going to be the champion, the Delco Dragon, Johnny Orlando. He is giving Patch a rematch. So it'll be Orlando versus Patch, a rematch for the CRW title. Also, as we mentioned earlier, former Muscle Shark, Mark Modest. He is now Makarov. I still got to look into what happened to him along the way and what caused this change. But he's taking on a pretty good upstart, this young man by the name of Manny Strong. Manny Strong, he's actually got some notoriety with that celebrity boxing that they do in Atlantic City.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, he's a big part of that. I personally like Manny. I haven't seen much of his work, but he's just been overly cordial and polite reaching out to me. So I booked him based on his personality. I like the guy.
Maybe I'll have to reach. Maybe I'll have to reach out to him.
He's a very, very, very nice guy. Going out of his way to promote the upcoming show, and again, he's on like TMZ pops in and talks to these celebrity boxers in Atlantic City, and he was kind enough to mention the Crossroads Wrestling show. So
there you go. Nothing wrong with being on TMZ and
nothing wrong with that.
no free that TMZ big company. Hey, come on, they could do it.
Yeah, well, all press is good press from where I'm sitting. And then also the first match we announced, it was Vinny the Fixer.
Yeah.
He's going to be taking on the returning Vinny Cenzo.
Oh, Vinny Cenzo, I know that guy too. He's a.
Yeah, I know that guy too. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, he was the first person I reached out to when I took over Crossroads Wrestling. He was one person.
Yeah.
That hadn't been in our area in a while, and the fans just wanted him back so bad. He wanted to come back. I don't know what was going on before me as to why they couldn't make it happen where he came back, but I took the reins and I got in touch with Vinny Cenzo, and Vinny Cenzo will be in the house on November 16th.
So, Vinny, if you're listening to this, reach out to me, call me, come on, podcast, hit it up. He knows he's always welcome.
So, but yeah, those are the only matches we have now so far. I mean, I will give you a bit of a spoiler here. We are going to address the tag team title situation at the November show. Our tag team titles are vacant.
Right.
Our champions vacated the titles for reasons that are still confusing to me. But they're welcome to be in the tournament, and but they vacated the tag team titles. So on November 16th, I'm going to address tag team title situation, and that will be settled at our following show, most likely in February.
Right. Maybe I'll have to make my presence known. I always like to say I'll be there. I have to. When there's wrestling, I'm there. Come on, But that does sound good. I wish that night's going to be really packed, full stack card, the roster, and it's just going to be a good night for fans to go out and see some wrestling. I mean, what better way to spend a night,
Yeah, I mean, I genuinely think everybody's going to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
All the proceeds, all Crossroads Wrestling shows, we always raise our proceeds for a local charity.
Mm-hmm.
This charity in particular, it's a dear friend of the wrestling business. Her name's Kathy Fitzpatrick.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know Kathy Fitzpatrick, I strongly encourage you to get to know her because she's been involved in the business for over 30 years. She's just been instrumental in, providing rides and hospitality, various wrestlers, that come to the area and that do shows.
Mm-hmm.
She's just an amazing person. She's introduced me to many, I won't name drop, but she's introduced me to a lot of, main event people that are on TV today.
Yeah.
That I met through her, just when she would be driving me to the local indie shows.
That's great. That's good.
And she's given so much to this business.
So it's time.
She's going some hard times, so we're trying to get back to her.
That's nice, fans. So you know what? Go out to that show and support it because its proceeds are going to go to her. And we'd like to help people in need. And in the timing, any kind of cancer, this and that, we always like to help people, which is a good thing.
Absolutely, and typically, when we look for our charities, we typically look for a child.
Mm-hmm.
We look for somebody who's got some sort of
disability or disability,
something of that nature.
Yeah.
But we made an exception for this show because quite frankly, she is going through some hard times, and she's just given so much to this business. And personally, she brought me to this business.
Mm-hmm.
So now that I'm in a situation to where I can raise some money for her,
mm-hmm.
I'd like to be the guy to do that.
Right.
To get back to her.
Well, you know what? I'll be available at the next show. I'm coming. Deathmatch Russell podcast. Maybe I'll be live. Huh. I'll have to think about it. We'll talk after, fans. That stuff.
We can do that.
Yes. But man, Jim, I want to say thank you for coming on. This was great, and you're more than welcome.
Thank you for having me, man. I really
you're more than welcome to come.
You give me,
yes.
Give me, this platform to,
tell
talk about CRW Reboot on November 16th, man. It's going to be a good show.
Good show and good wrestling, and you know what? It's all about the wrestling. It's all about fun, like we always say.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we'll set up another podcast soon. Ooh.
Sounds good, my friend.
Stay tuned, fans. Thank you for calling, and have a good night.
Hey, thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Fans, I want to say thank you to my guest tonight. That was really like a nice, chill Friday night podcast. I want to thank my guest, Jim Sacca, co-owner of Crossroads Wrestling. Fans, get out to their show November 16th. River, I better double check it because I don't want to get yelled at and promote this the wrong way. I'm going to go back to the card and tell you right now, fans. So stay tuned. Yeah, Saturday night, Crossroads presents Reboot. Saturday night, November 16th at Scattered Heart School in Riverton, New Jersey. All proceeds benefit Kathy Fitzpatrick and her family. Doors open at 6 p.m. with pre-show presented by Top Rope Wrestling. Main card at 7 p.m. Fans, hit them up for tickets online, on the Facebook page, Twitter page, and Instagram as well, at Crossroads Wrestling on Facebook, and on Twitter at Hammond _ Bone, and on Instagram at Crossroads Wrestling. And have a good night, fans. Because stay tuned, this Tuesday night, I'm going to be talking to indie pro wrestler Dustin Thomas. We're going to be talking to him. I have wanted to have this guy on. He is a special talent. That he's special, and you know what? It's time for him to have some words with Deathmatch Russell on the Deathmatch Russell podcast. Fans, stay tuned for your next Deathmatch Russell podcast. Have a good night, everyone, and thank you for listening.
Hey,
wrestling fans, I want to mention Collar and Elbow. Collar and Elbow was founded on traditional values of professional wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product intended to connect with people on an emotional level, a symbiotic relationship where one cannot flourish without the other. We strive to create a product that embodies our passion for professional wrestling expressed through street fashion. Visit collarandelbowbrand.com and use the promo code DeathmatchRussellPodcast and save 10% off when you make a purchase. Collar and Elbow, where wrestling passion meets street fashion. You can find more Deathmatch Russell podcasts on the following social media: DeathmatchRussell.com. Follow on Twitter at DavidNJ32 and on Facebook, Facebook.com/DJDaveNJ32. Find me on Podcast City Network at PodcastCity.net. Facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit the like button and share. And on Twitter at PodcastCityNet. You can hear Deathmatch Russell podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes.